I shouldn't have left the trail. That's what keeps screaming in my head now. But the deer looked hurt, dragging its leg, and I just wanted to help. I followed it for maybe 10 minutes. When I turned around, everything looked the same. Trees. Endless trees. My phone showed no signal. The battery was at 15%. I started walking back, but nothing looked right. The sun was dropping fast, and the woods were getting darker by the minute. My heart started beating faster. I walked faster too, then ran, branches scratching my face and arms. I didn't care. I just needed to find that trail. But I never did. When night came, it came completely. I've never known darkness like that. In the city, there's always some light. Out here, I couldn't see my own hands. I found a thick tree and sat against it, pulling my jacket tight. The temperature dropped so fast I started shaking. Every sound made me jump. Branches cracking, things moving through leaves. What if a bear found me? What if I was sitting near a mountain lion's den? I didn't sleep. I couldn't. My mind kept showing me pictures of my body being found weeks later or never found at all. My mom's face when the police told her. I cried quietly, trying not to make noise. Morning came slowly. My body ached everywhere. My throat was so dry it hurt to swallow. I'd had 2 sips from my water bottle, saving it, but now it was empty. I knew I needed water badly. People die without water in 3 days. How long had it been? 1 night. I had 2 more days, maybe. I started walking again, trying to go downhill because water flows down. My legs were stiff and sore. I fell twice, scraping my hands on rocks. The fear was different now. Not the jumping kind. The heavy kind that sits on your chest and makes it hard to breathe. By afternoon, I found a stream. I knew I shouldn't drink it, but what choice did I have? I cupped my hands and drank and drank. It tasted like metal and dirt, but I didn't care. Then I threw up. Everything came back up, burning my throat. I lay by the water, crying again, weaker than before. That's when I saw the footprints. Not animal prints, boot prints, fresh ones, in the mud by the stream. My heart jumped. Someone else was here. I wasn't alone. I stood up fast, dizzy, and yelled, "Hello, help, I'm lost." My voice cracked and broke. I yelled again and again until my throat bled. No answer. I followed the prints. They went along the stream, then into the woods. I followed them for what felt like hours. My phone was dead now, just a useless weight in my pocket. The sun was dropping again. Not another night. Please, not another night. The footprints led me in a circle, back to the stream, back to where I'd thrown up, back to my own footprints. I'd been following myself. Something broke inside me then. I fell to my knees and screamed. Not words, just screaming. My throat ripped and bled, but I couldn't stop. I'd wasted the whole day walking in a circle. Night was coming. I had no water in me, no food for 2 days. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I lay down right there in the dirt. Maybe this was it. Maybe I'd just close my eyes and not wake up. It would be easier. The fear would stop, but then I heard it. Faint. Far away. A dog barking. I lifted my head, listened. There it was again. A dog. Dogs meant people. People meant rescue. I stood up on shaking legs. My vision was blurry and spotty. I stumbled toward the sound, falling, getting up, falling again. The barking got louder. Then voices. Human voices. Help! I tried to scream, but only a whisper came out. Here, I croaked. I'm here. A light hit my face. Flashlight. Then hands grabbed me. A woman in a uniform. Search and rescue. The dog jumped around me, tail wagging. More people came running. We got her! We got her! They wrapped me in blankets, gave me water slowly. I grabbed the rescuer's arm so hard my nails dug into her skin. I thought I was going to die, I whispered. You're safe now, she said. You're going home. But I still feel those woods sometimes, in the dark, in the quiet, the terrible knowing that I was so close to never leaving, that the woods almost kept me forever. My name is Laurent Reeve, and I work as a customs officer at the Port of Los Angeles. I've been doing this job for 12 years. I thought I'd seen everything. I was wrong. It started on a Tuesday morning in September. The air smelled like salt and diesel fuel. Container ships stretched across the water like metal mountains. I was checking shipping documents when a man walked into my office. He wore an expensive suit, but something about him felt wrong. His smile was too wide. His eyes were too cold. "Officer Reeve," he said, sitting down without being asked. "I have a business proposal for you." I didn't like him already. "I don't do business during work hours. If you have cargo to declare, fill out the forms." He laughed, but it sounded like breaking glass. "Container 4729B arrives Thursday. You will mark it as inspected. You will not look inside. You will let it pass through." My stomach turned. "I can't do that. That's illegal." He slid a thick envelope across my desk. $50,000. Cash. I pushed it back. "Get out of my office. Now." His smile disappeared. He leaned forward, and I smelled cigarettes on his breath. "You have a daughter, Vivienne. She's 7 years old. She goes to Riverside Elementary. Her teacher is Mrs. McNeil. Every Tuesday and Thursday, your wife picks her up at 3:15. My blood turned to ice. My hands started shaking. "What did you just say?" "Container 4729B. Thursday. Let it pass through, or Vivienne doesn't come home." He stood up and walked to the door. "Don't call the police. We have people everywhere. We'll know, and we'll take her." After he left, I couldn't breathe. I sat there, staring at the envelope full of money. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. This couldn't be happening. Not to me. Not to my family. I wanted to call my wife. I wanted to grab Vivienne and run. But where would we go? He knew everything about us. He knew Vivienne's school. He knew her schedule. How long had they been watching us? That night, I didn't sleep. I held Vivienne extra tight when I tucked her in. She asked why I was crying. I told her it was allergies. She's only 7. She believed me. Wednesday was torture. I tried to work, but I couldn't focus. Every face looked suspicious. Every phone call made me jump. I kept thinking about Thursday, about container 4729B, about what might be inside. Drugs? Probably. Maybe weapons. Maybe something worse. I thought about doing what he said, just letting the container pass, keeping my family safe. But what if people died because of what was in that container? What if it was weapons for a shooting? What if it was poison? I couldn't do it, but I couldn't let them hurt Vivienne either. Thursday morning came too fast. I drove to work with my stomach in knots. I'd made a decision during the night, a crazy, dangerous decision, but it was the only way. I called my wife at 6 a.m. "Take Vivienne out of school today, right now. Drive to your sister's house in Nevada. Don't tell anyone where you're going. Don't stop driving until you get there." "Laurent, what's wrong? You're scaring me. Please, trust me. Just go. Now." She heard the fear in my voice. She packed a bag and left within 20 minutes. They were 3 hours away by the time container 4729B arrived at the port. My hands shook as I walked toward it. The container was dark blue, covered in rust. It looked like 1,000 other containers. But inside was something worth threatening a child's life over. I had a plan. A stupid, risky plan. I called for a full inspection team. 6 officers, port security, even a drug dog. The man in the suit said not to call the police, so I didn't. But I made sure I wasn't alone. When we opened the container, the smell hit us first. Chemical. Wrong. Inside were wooden crates marked as automotive parts. But automotive parts don't smell like that. We opened the first crate. Guns. Hundreds of them. Military grade. Illegal weapons that could kill thousands of people. We opened the second crate. Explosives. Enough to blow up a building. My blood ran cold. This wasn't just smuggling. This was terrorism. Lock down the port. I told security, call the FBI. Now. That's when I saw him. The man in the suit. He stood 50 feet away watching me. Our eyes met. His face twisted with rage. He reached for something in his jacket. Gun! I screamed. Everything happened so fast. Security tackled him. He fought like a wild animal. 3 more men appeared from nowhere, running toward us. Port security met them with weapons drawn. Shots fired, people screaming. I dove behind the container and my heart exploding in my chest. The gunfight lasted 2 minutes. It felt like 2 hours. When it ended, all 4 men were in custody. No officers were hurt. We'd won. But I didn't feel safe yet. The FBI agents arrived within an hour. They told me the man was part of a domestic terror cell. The weapons were meant for an attack on 3 different cities: Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle. Thousands of people would have died. Because I said no. Because I didn't let the container through. But it wasn't over. "Where's your family?" an FBI agent asked me. "Safe. They're in Nevada." He nodded. "Keep them there. We're arresting the whole network, but it'll take time. We have you in protective custody until we know it's clear." I spent 3 days in a safe house. 3 days of wondering if they'd find me, if they'd find Vivienne, if I'd made the right choice. On the 4th day, Agent Morrison knocked on the door. "We got them all. 23 arrests. The whole cell is finished. Your family is safe." I broke down crying. I couldn't help it. They let me go home that night. My wife and Vivienne were already there, brought back by FBI escort. Vivienne ran to me and wrapped her tiny arms around my legs. It was a perfect Saturday in July. The sun was bright and warm. I needed a break from my thesis project. The stress was killing me. I'm Emma Strickson, 26, an architecture student at Portland State University. Between classes and my thesis on sustainable urban design, I was drowning in work. So I packed my beach bag and drove to Crescent Beach. It's a quiet spot, not too crowded, just families and couples enjoying the day. I found a good spot near the rocks. I spread my towel on the sand. The sun felt amazing on my skin. I closed my eyes and relaxed. Finally, some peace. I didn't see him. Not at first. After about an hour, I sat up to drink some water. That's when I noticed him. A middle-aged man, maybe 50 years old. He was sitting on a beach chair about 30 feet away. He had a camera, a big one with a long lens. He was pointing it toward the water. At least I thought he was pointing it at the water. I lay back down, but something felt wrong. My stomach felt tight. I couldn't explain it. Just a feeling. You know that feeling when someone is watching you? That crawling sensation on your skin? I turned my head slightly. He was still there. The camera was still up. But now I could see. He wasn't taking pictures of the water. He wasn't taking pictures of the sunset. The lens was pointing at me. My heart started beating faster. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was just shooting the beach scene. I was probably in the background. That's all. Nothing weird. But then he adjusted the lens. He zoomed in. I could hear the soft mechanical sound even from where I lay. My blood ran cold. I sat up quickly. I stared right at him. He didn't stop. He kept taking pictures. Click, click. His face was blank. No expression. Like I was just an object. Like I wasn't even human. "Hey," I yelled. "What are you doing?" He lowered the camera slowly. He smiled. It wasn't a friendly smile. It was something else. Something that made my skin crawl. He didn't answer. He just stood up, picked up his chair, and walked away down the beach. My hands were shaking. I felt sick. I felt dirty. I wanted to leave. But I was angry too. Really angry. Who was this creep? How long had he been taking pictures? What was he going to do with them? I grabbed my phone. I should call the police, but what would I say? A man took pictures at a public beach? Was that even illegal? I didn't know. I packed my things fast. I wanted to get out of there. As I walked to the parking lot, I saw him again. He was leaning against a gray van. Our eyes met. He was waiting for me. Terror shot through my body. I walked faster. He pushed off from the van. He started following me. The parking lot was almost empty now. The sun was setting. Where was everyone? I could hear his footsteps behind me. Getting closer. "Emma," he called out. I froze. He knew my name. How did he know my name? Emma Strickson, Portland State architecture major. No. This wasn't possible. I started running. My keys were in my hand. My car was just ahead. 20 feet, 15 feet, 10 feet. I heard his footsteps running now too. Faster. Closer. I reached my car. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely get the key in the lock. I looked back. He was right there. 5 feet away. His hand reached out. Then I heard it. A voice. Emma, there you are. I turned. It was my roommate Anna and her boyfriend Mike. They were walking toward us from the beach entrance. They weren't supposed to be here. I never told them I was coming here. The man stopped. He looked at Anna and Mike, then back at me. His smile was gone. He turned and walked quickly to his van. He got in. He drove away. I collapsed against my car. Anna ran over. Emma, what's wrong? You look terrified. I told them everything. The pictures, him knowing my name, following me. Mike immediately called the police. The police came. They took my statement. They said they would look for the van. But here's what made everything worse. Here's what still keeps me awake at night. The officer asked me, "Has anything strange happened before today? Any unusual messages or encounters?" I thought about it. Then I remembered. The last 3 weeks, I'd been getting friend requests from fake accounts on social media, messages from unknown numbers. Someone had tried to log into my email, my student portal. I thought it was just random spam, but it wasn't random. He'd been watching me for weeks, learning about me, planning this. The officer's face went serious. "Miss Strickson, we need you to come to the station. There's something you should know. We've been investigating a case. A stalker who targets young women. He photographs them, follows them, learns everything about them. Then," he paused, "then he breaks into their homes." My legs almost gave out. If Anna and Mike hadn't shown up, if I had gone home alone, he would have followed me. He would have known where I lived. They never caught him. The van was stolen. No plates. He disappeared.